Landing at the airport of Keflavik and issuing paid-at-home rental cars heading immediately to the first point of our route. Iceland meets with cloudy weather. In total, 6 people travel, 3 families. 4 in one car, 2 in a second car. Cars are 2 great white Renault Duster cars. The first point of our route is so-called the bridge between America and Europe. It's fault of 2 tectonic plates, North American and Eurasian. That's how easy it is to bridge from one plate to another with a bridge. Gunnover is highly active geothermal zone of mud pools and steam exit in the southwestern part of the Reykjanes Peninsula. As the legend goes, Gunnover zone was named after the angry female ghost Gudrun, whose spirit fell into a trap made by priests 400 years ago, and the smoking area has an eerie appearance and a very strong smell of sulfur. Water temperature can reach 300 degrees Celsius. In the next video you hear that Gunnover large boiling kettle and from our window Reykjavik can be seen a bit. Checked into a hotel. Apartments. 3 rooms. Now let's go for a walk. Went to the city, reached the very recognizable character Reykjavik, and probably just the whole of Iceland as a Lutheran church, Hallgrímskirkja. This is building 4 height in Iceland. The church is named after the poet and spiritual leader Hallgrímur Pétursson. Sun Voyager avant-garde sculpture located on the coast. Look, culture like massive construction in dark colors. Reminiscent of the skeleton of a wig ship. Steel monument. Done as unique steel monument which gives it a special brutality. Sunny Traveller was established in 1990. The author of this work is an Icelandic artist, Jon Gunnar Arnason. Invariably this sculpture attracts many tourists. Reykjavik's concert hall, conference center attracts with its unusual architecture. Initially, the project was conceived as hotel, restaurant and parking, head office of the Icelandic Bank. We are going to our apartments, us waiting for a hard day and the very most landmark of Iceland. Early in the morning of the next day we reach the first point of our route. This is Carrad Crater Lake, located on south of Iceland, near the town of Selfoss. It is located on the popular tourist the path known as the Golden Ring. It is one of several crater lakes in the western volcanic zone of Iceland. These lakes appeared in volcanic craters formed by movement Earth's crust over a hot spot. We walk around the lake, not crowded. According to the information there should have been paid entrance, but in the parking lot, in the booth there is no one to guard, so we calmly walk through. Everyone had a good rest, because time differences. We checked out 2 hours earlier, therefore, it appeared on our route. 1 point, big geyser. One point, big geyser. We are in the Hoykedalar Valley. The valley is interesting for its many geysers, including the famous geyser or the Great Geyser. We walk along the valley. Everywhere here come across such sources with boiling water with a temperature of more than 100 degrees. Here is the famous Great Geyser, whose name comes from the Icelandic a verb meaning break through. It's the name gave all the other geysers of the world. We were lucky to see how he throws tons of water. Iceland is not only an island of volcanoes, geysers and glaciers. Besides them there is still many waterfalls, and everything is not something surprising. For example, the most beautiful the waterfall in the plan is Gullfoss. Golden Falls. In addition, it is considered one of the fullest flowing not only in Iceland, but also throughout Europe. It feeds the waterfall of the Kavita River's White River. The last 10,000 years she washed deep 4 kilometers long canyon. The name of the river was not in vain, since white foam is formed on the surface of this frantic stream. It stains water sky blue, then transparent gray. Seljalandsfoss waterfall, one of the most beautiful and famous waterfalls of Iceland. Although the waterfall is not large, only about 60 meters, you should visit it just for the sake of beauty, especially since an interesting form of rock with which water drops allows look at the waterfall from all sides. There is a trail behind the waterfall, you can go around. In winter, the waterfall acquires a completely different charm. However, in winter there is a high probability that the path behind the waterfall will be very icy, which means it closed for visiting. Now we go over the waterfall from the other side. Glufrabi, the waterfall also calls its secret, though located near the Seljalandsfoss waterfall, but a narrow path leads through the crevice to it, on slippery stones through the gorge. Not all dare to get to him. Skogafoss is a waterfall that impossible to miss coming along the the Ring of Iceland. This waterfall is visible from afar and for good reason. Images is one of the business cards and symbols of Iceland. Waterfall width 25 meters, fall height water about 60 meters. The waterfall certainly impresses with its power and beauty. Up to the waterfall, you can climb the stairs consisting of 370 steps. You will be rewarded with impressive view of the coast of southern Iceland. Well, here he is, the famous Icelandic plane crashed on the beach. Finally we reached him. Parking somewhere out there, it is not visible from here. She's somewhere beyond the horizon. Come closer. November 24, 1973, U.S. Navy aircraft due sudden weather deterioration performed crash landing on a beach in southern Iceland. Amazing, but everyone on the plane survived disaster. The whole crew survived. The landowner has closed access to the aircraft on car, due to careless tourists who drove along the beach on SUVs and tore the ground. Vik is the southernmost city of Iceland, and the place of our first night in Camp Vik is famous for damp beaches with black sand and basalt columns. We are in Iceland, the city of Vik. It's early morning, 5, maybe the beginning of the 6th morning. This is our first camping. Such beauty here. We will cook buckwheat. Coffee is already standing. We are in Dyrhólaey, a peninsula on the south coast. Iceland, it is famous for its outstanding rock arch. Cape Dyrhólaey offers wonderful views of the black sand beaches. Cape Dyrhólaey is also a bird sanctuary. Every year thousands of bird lovers flocking here to see dead ends in their natural habitat. Our first off-road road, we are on our way. Reserve of colored rocks, also with us there will still be first fords through small streams and rivers. This is how we overcome fords. Renault did not let us down, the only one in some rivers, and we washed out the front number. Camping, a parking place and the beginning of all track routes to the colored mountains of Landmannalaugar. Tents are set right on soil, but thanks to the wonderful self-inflating rugs acquired in advance, we slept comfortably. Another place in Iceland with unpronounceable name, in our color the mountains, but we gave you not reached, now part you can already see the colors. This is called the colored mountains of Landmannalaugar, as they often say in Russian. Sources: this place is called Colored Mountains, although from the Icelandic name translates as Land of Sources, but already near these thermal springs rhyolite colored mountains. It has been raining for the 8th time and you don't pay today attention, you go around beauty here. We are actually on top of some an unnamed mountain, although it may be somehow called. You cannot pronounce it in Icelandic. There are lava lakes below. Somewhere there is our camping in the valley. Now we will go back. These mountains are formed from volcanic rocks rhyolite, in composition similar to granite, they contain all inclusions. Different minerals that interacting oxidized with water and oxygen from the air, and therefore these mountains have great many colors and shades. Steam rising literally from under your feet, that's when you walk along the path and does not let you forget you are at the edge of hot springs. In places it's even very warm to go. We went down to the lava field, which seen from the top of the mountain the place is awesome. Here is such a natural sauna, bath, I don't know what to call it at all, cool thing, running out of one stream a little warm water, from another straight hot degrees 50, and it turns out very well.
Из одного ручья бежит чуть теплая вода, из другого прямо горячая, градусов 50. И получается очень хорошо.
So here, we go along the dirt road, this you can still say the highway, in the future, then when we climb the volcano from there the road will generally be like a comb. So harsh Russian rest tourists in Iceland, it is raining. I really want coffee.
Идет мелкий дождь, но кофе очень хочется.
We are in the canyon Fjallajökull. This is one of the most beautiful places in Iceland. By the way, they shot a few here episodes of the Game of Thrones. Beautiful canyon, difficult to pronounce, the name is located in the East Islands. The appearance of lush vegetation literally takes tourists to the fabulous travel. In some areas, the depth reaches up to 100 meters, its length is about 2 kilometers. A stunning view of the plains opens from a hiking trail along the edge of the canyon and glacial streams. Calm, quiet, clean, peaceful corner of nature. We are back on the road. Here is the ring, the road adjacent to the whole island. It is perhaps the only paved road, all other roads are unpaved. Are marked off road, admission to them allowed only on 4x4 vehicles? We are in the Skaftafell National Park. He is famous for his eponymous glacier, and the so-called black waterfall Sverdifoss. National Park founded the 15th of September 1967, after which its borders expanded twice. Its territory is valleys, mountains, glaciers and lucky volcano. The landscape is similar to alpine. It was formed for thousands of years under the influence of fire Svartafoss waterfall. He is a black waterfall. Waterfall falls from a height of 20 meters, which is surrounded on both sides tall black basalt columns resembling giant organ pipes. Driving along the road, you can see how the glacier is getting very close. A bewitching and beautiful sight. We go on a tour of the ice lagoon Jökulsárlón on Zodiac boats. Having been instructed and having received waterproof jumpsuit, we became like astronauts conquering uncharted worlds. Now we see how the previous groups return from the tour. Soon lies ahead of us. The ice moon is one of the most popular in Iceland, because of its beauty, a glacial lagoon formed naturally from water, coming from the glacier. The lagoon is getting bigger every year, and the glacier is constantly decreasing. The lake is becoming more impressive as it grows in size. The glacier is significantly reduced, demonstrating the effects of global warming. We continue our journey on the way to the Hengefoss waterfall. We are met by locals. Hengefoss waterfall, the third highest waterfall in Iceland. Its height is 120 meters of basalt rock between which are thin layers of red clay. The area around the waterfall is one of the most popular places for hiking. From the parking lot to the waterfall you can walk in 40 to 60 minutes. We are on our way to the Askøyvatn crater lake, which is located in the caldera. Askja volcano. Space alien landscapes. Not without reason, the landscapes of Iceland are famous among filmmakers. Many famous films were shot here, e.g. Oblivion. Askja volcano is active stratovolcano. In its caldera are located the Askøyvatn lake, which is Iceland's deepest lake, up to 220 meters, and a geothermal lake Vít. The name of the lake from Icelandic translates as hell, due to the strong smell of sulfur.
Сегодня мы ночевали в таком замечательном кемпинге.
Today we spent the night in wonderful camping all around nature, beauty, cozy houses with 3 rooms each house.
Каждый домик, 3 отдельных комнаты. Всеми удобствами.
Godafoss waterfall or God's waterfall, one of Iceland's most famous waterfalls. One of the most impressive waterfalls in country, falling from a height of 12 meters 30 meters wide. The waterfall is widely known for the history of Iceland, rejection of paganism. From the city of Akureyri, which is the 4th largest city in the country in northern parts of Iceland, we set off in Eyjafjord, on sightseeing sea whales in their natural habitat running forward. We will not see whales. Thermal springs on Lake Mývatn, place less pathetic than the Blue Lagoon in the suburbs of Reykjavik but no less remarkable. Well, that is it. It looked like that our circular route, with all the points and useful links, can be found in the description for this video, and subscribe to my channel. All good travel, vivid impressions. Bye bye.